judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. What a knockdown! Still the undisputed champion of the world. DAZN Weekend Preview.
Welcome to the DAZN Boxing Show presented by AutoZone. This weekend, Sunday, to be more specific, we are in Flint, Michigan, as the GWOAT, Claressa Shields, makes a historic homecoming as she tries to become the first boxer, male or female, to become undisputed in 3 different weight classes. Being the GWOAT ain't easy. Challenges are hard to come by. Over the last decade, Claressa Shields has collected more hardware than anyone in boxing. 2 gold medals, undisputed championships in multiple weight classes, and most recently, a heavyweight strap. Shields isn't just winning fights, she's rarely losing a round. On the men's side, more size often means more opportunity. With the women, it's reversed. The biggest names in women's boxing are in the lighter weight classes. Fighters like Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, Michaela Mayer. In 2022, Shields avenged her lone amateur defeat, traveling to London to defeat Savannah Marshall. Marshall was a natural rival. Shields is still looking for another. Danielle Perkins doesn't appear to fit that mold. She's a former college basketball player who didn't pick up the gloves until she was in her 20s. Her resume is wafer thin. 5 fights, 5 wins.
Perkins.
Remarkably, her shot at the undisputed heavyweight championship will be her first scheduled 10-round fight. She will be the biggest opponent of Shields' career, with knockout power in both hands. Shields can't manufacture opponents. She can't force smaller weight fighters to enter her domain. What she can do is win, stamping her name on every title along the way. The message is simple. You want to move up and fight for a belt? You have to go through the GWOAT to get it. I'm Chris Mannix. He is the Latin snake, Sergio Mora. And Sergio, Claressa Shields is undisputed in 2 weight classes, unified in 3 weight classes, and now going for the undisputed championship in the heavyweight division. She will face Danielle Perkins, who we just don't know a heck of a lot about, right? She was a former college basketball player. She is just 5-0 in her pro career, but when you watch her tape, she does have power. She's coming into this fight as a pretty big wild card here. What does Danielle Perkins have to do to be competitive against someone with the resume and the pedigree of Claressa Shields?
Well, fight like a big woman, and Perkins has a amateur background as well, so it's not, she just doesn't bring that athleticism and size. She's a 6-foot southpaw, so she's taller than me pretty much, a southpaw, big fighter. So she needs to fight like the bigger woman in this fight. And Claressa Shields is accustomed to being the bigger fighter, even when she was fighting in the lower weight classes. So this time around, she's finally not good. She's going to be undersized. Claressa Shields is going to be very small compared to Perkins. So Perkins needs to use that size, use that left-handed stance, throw straight left hands at Shields. Shields likes to aggressively move in and target the body and throw those fast combinations. You need to stop that with single pot shots. You know, when you're a 42-year-old fighter, you don't want to compete with the volume of a younger fighter, of an explosive fighter, of a great fighter like Claressa Shields. You want to pot shot her. You want to punch in certain angles. You want to use that left-handed stance and that left-handed southpaw and run Shields' aggression into her. So there is little ways and avenues for Perkins to have success, but she's going to have to get the respect of Shields, and she's going to have to use her size doing it.
Yeah, I think she has to be the bully in the ring. And we saw her do that her last time out, where she was just willing to stand in the pocket, apply pressure, throw that straight left hand. The problem is, in that same fight, she got countered a lot. And I think Claressa Shields, I know Claressa Shields, is a much better counter puncher, volume puncher than anyone that Danielle Perkins has faced up until this point. You mentioned the body stuff, and I do think Claressa has to target the body a little bit more when she's facing a taller opponent, but she's not a big body puncher, Sergio. Like she's...
Yeah, no, I was going to say that, my favorite body punch, I think the best body puncher in boxing is Amanda Serrano. I think if Claressa Shields really focuses this camp digging down to the body and focusing on uppercuts and fighting on the inside and moving your head. These are all things that she has in her repertoire, but she's been so successful as a bigger woman all her career that she hasn't had to learn how to fight like a smaller fighter. So if she practiced that in the gym, I mean, she can adapt easily. She's a great fighter. So that's what you need to do. And those are the tools you're going to need to get on the inside of the bigger fighter and use that size against her.
You know what I like about what Perkins has done in the build-up to this fight is that it seems like she's trying to get under the skin of Claressa. Like, you've seen some of the early face-offs, the grabbing of the belts, a little bit of pushing and shoving there. You are well known as one of the most annoying fighters in boxing history. There's obviously a method to the madness there, right?
No, I'm just annoying.
That's not what Daniel Jacobs said.
No, I don't think Perkins is trying to get under.
That's exactly what she's trying to do.
She's trying to polish the belt. She kind of, she's nonchalant.
Yeah, but there's a reason for all that.
She's not really talking big. I mean, Perkins, I don't hear it cussing at Claressa. It's just normally Clarissa's the one doing all the talking. So this time, Perkins is saying her own piece. I don't think she's really talking smack. I think Perkins is just cool, and that's her style. I mean, she's confident. She's undefeated. She has, a background. She's an athlete, and she's confident in her abilities. I don't think there's too much negativity or too much to read into that. Nah.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that Perkins has to pick up a knockout to win. Like, she just doesn't have the skill set of Claressa. And I think she's got the power behind it, and I'm curious to see how Claressa takes that power, because her last fight was at heavyweight, but it wasn't against someone with anywhere near what looks like the punching power of Danielle Perkins. I think Perkins is going to have to dig deep. She's going to have to get into those trenches and throw that straight left hand, because the most likely result of that is that she gets countered over and over and over again and gets beat up so bad. Look, this is her first 10-round fight. Like, not only is she 5-0, but it's her first 10-round fight. Like, there's just the odds are stacked so high against Claressa Shields or against Danielle Perkins, that she's going to have to just, go for broke, I think, early on in this fight and try to land some bombs to knock her out.
Yeah, and using that game plan, she's going to get knocked out, Chris Maddox, because I think that's the last thing a 42-year-old fighter with only a handful of fights that doesn't have the pedigree of a 2-time gold medalist needs to do. So I think she needs to warm up to those big punches you're talking about and get into the middle half of the fight where you could start using your size to your advantage and, wrestling the fighter in the inside and pushing back Shields. Anytime you're on the inside, if Perkins doesn't try to walk Shields back, she doesn't have a game plan, and she's going to get knocked out. I could see Perkins getting stopped in the second half of this fight if she doesn't come in with a game plan.
Yeah, I think if it's a stoppage, it's probably more of a corner stoppage with her team being like, you're just taking too much punishment.
Exhaustion as well.
Yeah, I don't think Claressa is going to one-punch knock her out, but I do think that, the accumulation of punches in a fight like this is a fight I can see Claressa landing a high volume number of punches if she can handle the power.
And a fight where I could see Claressa Shields getting a stoppage.
Yeah, could be, which would be great for her. Like, that's what she needs to do if she's, fighting these women that are on paper inferior to her. All you can do is win by stoppage and collect belts. That's the best you can do if you're Claressa Shields. All right, Corey Erdman, Claudia Trejos, and Emily Austin will join us for the call on Sunday. That is live on DAZN.
It's a homecoming with historic implications for the GWOAT. Self-proclaimed or not, the incredible resume and in-ring dominance of Claressa Shields cannot be denied.
But it's already over!
As the undefeated 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 5-division world champion, looks to add to her illustrious career by becoming the first 3-division undisputed champion of the world.
The GWOAT!
But looking to steal the GWOAT's glittering gold is a true heavyweight, bigger, stronger, undefeated former world amateur champion Danielle Perkins. Will Shields add to her esteemed legacy, or will Super Fight Sunday see the dangerous Perkins pull off the improbable upset? We find out right here on DAZN, the global home of boxing.